What happened to Call of Duty? It used to be one of my favorite games to play, but now it's just a money-grabbing scam trying to bring back what they once were. The real question is, who is to blame? The devs? Is it Activision's fault? Is it us, the consumers? Or is it Mr. Brown and Mr. Koopy's fault? Campaign, multiplayer, zombies. How were none of these good? How did they have 3 chances to at least make one of these good, and yet they struck out on every single one? In Black Ops 3, the campaign was abysmal. Is that milk? Oh, more milk. Okay.
That's him, the minister.
Oh shit, he's gonna bring out the chocolate milk. The multiplayer was split between the community on whether it was bad or good, but I think we can all agree that the zombies in that game was one of the best zombies that they had ever released. People still go back to Black Ops 3 just to play its zombies, and being able to mod for it on PC just gives it extra brownie points. I'm literally playing a Shrek map where I'm mixing potions to get my perks and killing Donkey for a max ammo. This is a good ass game. This is probably the most laziest and dull campaign I've ever seen in a Call of Duty. The fact that the campaign was so rushed to be released that they didn't even bother with making actual maps and instead just copy and pasted areas from the Warzone map and called it a campaign mission. Oh, sorry, I mean
open combat missions.
what happened with campaign missions that were actually fun and memorable?
Get in position. This is it. You ready to make history?
Don't worry though, they made No Russian version 2 to make sure you remember when these games were good. There are 3 key things that make or break multiplayer: skill-based matchmaking, weapon progression, and maps. Skill-based matchmaking should not be a thing in Call of Duty. It ruins the pace and enjoyment for any type of player. If you're an experienced player, you have to always be on your A game, slide canceling around every corner, and drop shotting every person you see. If you're a new player, good luck even trying to enjoy the game. Lil Timmy over here already has every attachment for his gun, and he'll be across the map in your spawn before you can even pick what class you want to use. The devs say that skill-based matchmaking has been in every COD already, but that doesn't even make any sense. How is it already a thing in older titles, but got progressively worse as years went on? I think that was just their excuse for damage control because everyone in the community was dogging on them for how bad it is. Weapon progression. Why are there 1,000 different attachments that make you spend 100 hours on one weapon so you can finally follow the build guide that you found on YouTube? Back then, when you unlocked grip for your gun, you had grip, and that was it. Now if you unlock grip, too bad, dumbass, the better one is locked at weapon level 50, keep using the gun. The game even forces you to complete dumbass challenges just to unlock different weapons. Or you can just buy the gun since you don't want to do these challenges. Imagine if in Black Ops 1, if you wanted to use the FAMAS, you have to complete 8 different tasks or just buy the gun. I didn't want to do side quests in a Call of Duty to use different weapons. It doesn't help that there is a consistent unbalance of weapons where you either use OP Gun 1 or OP Gun 2, and if you use anything else, you're at a clear disadvantage. Maps in Call of Duty is what makes you remember a Call of Duty. I thought it was great that they brought back the MW2 maps, but you can't force old maps into a new style of game because it breaks the maps. The fast-paced movement in MW3 doesn't fit with the old style of maps that were designed for much more slower movement. Summit, Raid, Firing Range, Standoff. These were all incredible maps, but if they brought them back, the maps will become stale and repetitive because of how much time you put into it in the past.
I know everyone is going to be super excited. Everyone's going to be super excited when the game first comes out, right? Everyone's going to be loving it. MW2 maps, all that good shit, right? But The amount of hours that I personally, this is probably not bad for newer generation COD players, but the amount of hours that I've put into these maps already, I kind of want something a little bit new. You know, releasing these 16, great, fantastic. But if there's no new maps, I'm going to be a little bit tight. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to be a little bit mad. And I was saying, I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
Facts. Back it up, back it up. 223 gon' make a nigga back it up. 21 tryna strip a nigga.
And for some reason, they brought back Derail so that you can vote to skip it like old times. I'm sorry. This is the most pathetic iteration of zombies ever. No Easter egg, no round-based mode. You can find random players around the map that aren't even in your party.
These lobbies are unplayable. Like, what is this? This is ridiculous. What is this? What is this? I can't even drive through it. I wanted to drive in to stop them. Like, I'm stuck. Please, if you find players doing this, please report them. For the love of God, report them. This server will probably not last longer. This is ridiculous. Like, this is ridiculous. The fact that people promote this on videos, you promote this, and then people lose their stuff, and these players don't care, because they're probably going to go back onto MP and get their camos. This is ridiculous. Like, how many turrets are there here?
Got a custom weapon here. Cancel that.
You got random NPCs with guns on the map that will shoot you. Oh my god, he ran up on me. I'm gonna... Yeah, how do you like that, huh? I'm not even describing Call of Duty Zombies at this point. I'm going more towards the day before rather than Call of Duty. Why can't Zombies be original and actually have some character and depth to it anymore? Why is Warzone just the staple for everything in Call of Duty now? Open world works for some games like Elden Ring or Baldur's Gate 3, but it's kind of unfair to compare those games with Call of Duty because those games are actually good and have competent companies behind them. There's nothing fun about running around an empty map, going from point A to point B, doing contract missions so you can get better loot. How do I know it's not fun? Because Evolve tried it, and look how that game turned out. Zombies was a niche game mode back in World at War that grew into a fun alternative to play with friends. But now, it's just a laughingstock game mode you play so you can grind camos for multiplayer. What a joke. There are even more problems that lie within the company making Call of Duty, with them combining 3 of their games to have a higher player count, Blizzard sending Crash Bandicoot devs into the Call of Duty mines to suffer, and the highly talked about lawsuit Blizzard is facing. It's just a layer of problems one after the other that makes you think, will Call of Duty ever be as good as we remember? Or will it continue down this path of low effort, no passion disappointments? To end this video off, I want to answer the question I had at the beginning of the video, which was who is to blame? And the answer to that is you, the consumer. Buying Call of Duty year after year expecting a different result is complete insanity. Activision knows that players will continue to buy these games because of how big their franchise is and putting all their money into marketing rather than the game itself. This year's Call of Duty seems like a test to see how low effort they can put into these games and still make a profit. I've lost any love for this franchise years ago, and with the release of Modern Warfare 3, it's clear evidence to me that walking away from this series was the right choice.